All right, so this is a belated vlog for Critically Sovereign, new book we just started. Um, so regarding the introduction, I think it was good. It was a little wordy, kind of, but it gave us the outline of kind of like how the book's going to go down. Um, she talks a lot about how there were, and what I like about this book is it connects more to contemporary American, contemporary culture, so it's easier to like kind of understand. She mentions pop figures and costuming, appropriation of indigenous women, and just kind of an overall picture of critical indigenous studies and its place within the modern contemporary feminism movement, and how some people agree with it and some people think that it's just embracing it for other narratives, and that's kind of demeaning to indigenous feminism because they are two different things, but a lot of people encompass them. But again, there's arguments for both sides. She brought up the Star Trek example, which is another example of like how it connects to contemporary, media. It was nice to see. I like sci-fi and stuff. I'm not a huge Star Trek person, but I've seen some of the movies and some of the old show. I know what they're getting at, and it does go to show like the hypocrisy of consumers sometimes, because they'll watch things with a bunch of different aliens and different like types of people, but never once do they think like, these are like actual, these could be representing, actual people, and just things like that. And it's just interesting to see, like Spock's a half-breed, or a half-blooded Vulcan and humanoid, and he's kind of an outcast, and that's kind of representation of mixed people, like in South America, the Creoles and the Mezos, and just that whole dynasty, and just like how we get like people who are half Caucasian, half something else, and the dynamics there. Going into chapter 1, there's a lot about Hawaii and the Haitian sovereignty movement. She talked a lot about misrepresentation, and true words of aloha and things like that, and how they've been skewed and manipulated and ate up in the commercial market economy, and it just kind of demeans the true meaning of aloha and love and all those things. She talks a lot about how it was a lot of people in Hawaii like thought it was okay to be gay, but to not print it and make it public because they're too scared of the backlash. And you just kind of see like one of the questions we discussed in class, when you just kind of see like my thesis towards Hawaii, is it really truly lost its sovereignty when it became a state to the United States. That was kind of the nail in the coffin, I would argue, because by taking over, and yes, the missionaries and the people who were there before, started the grassworks movement for this, but by truly becoming a state of the states, you just totally undermine Hawaiian sovereignty. You're no longer Hawaiian, you are American. So that was a big point. Talked a lot about BLGTM, Kakana, true aloha, cultural appropriation. All in all, a pretty good chapter and introduction, giving us some information of the segue and direction the rest of the novel will take.